Get a 60-day free trial from today's sponsor at shipstation.com/forge. Welcome back to the workshop. Now, you probably wouldn't know it, and I think I've forgotten it, but I'm supposedly a blacksmith. And one of the problems that we have as blacksmiths is needing to hold on to metal. That is because it's usually hot when worked. So we'll have tongs, but we have to have a whole big rack of tongs because one pair of tongs doesn't necessarily hold a wide range of stuff. We have to have small tongs, medium tongs, bigger tongs. We have to have tongs for square bar, flat bar. We just need an endless supply of tongs. So, what if we could make the tong to rule them all? Now, your normal handyman has this problem too. Normal pair of pliers, somewhat limited in their use. But I recently acquired this utterly fabulous tool. You see, when you open and close it, the jaws remain parallel. It does have the ability to change size, but it has me thinking, what if we tried to make parallel tongs so we didn't have this issue, where the bits do not hold the material and where we can hold a much wider range of material? I made it sound like an original idea, but it's not. I don't have those, but I do have Google, and I have found these lovely examples of parallel blacksmith tongs. And with a little tip I picked up from my friend Tyler Bell, some cardboard and some little nails, I've made a somewhat functional little maquette. And so at last again, we light the forge, we use the anvil and the hammers, and we make ourselves some parallel tongs. So I've labeled all our parts since we've got a number of them. We're going to work on part number B for bottom jaw. We have some 20mm or 3/4 inch round mild steel in the forge, and it's going to be just like the famous Brian Brazil one heat tong blank, except it's going to take me more than a heat. Hey, that is not too bad for not having done that in probably years. Oh, but I tell you what, I'm out of shape. My arm! Now we're going to work on part number T. The top jaw should be quite similar, just much thinner, smaller, and without a long rein. I've had to make a few tweaks to it. The boss area where it's going to hinge is very different to a normal pair of tongs. That's so I can lift the rein portion up off the bottom jaw. Okie dokie, our second part, folks. It's looking good. Would you look at that? Fits like a glove, which is easier when it's, not held together with rivets. But I'm pretty certain that is done. Now on to H, the handle. Look at that. It is potentially looking like this will work. This will pivot open. It'll pull that back. Wide opening. Tight opening. Well, closing. So with only one major component remaining, I got to think of my order of operations. What I worked out when I was prototyping this is probably engineering school 101. But I think for this to work, I need the hole centers between our handle pivots and the hole centers between our link pivots to be equidistant. Fancy for the same. But I also think that these two components need to be parallel. Fancy for in line. So as opposed to making our final component now and then going straight to assembly, what I think I might do is actually put the rivet holes in and assemble these three components so that the last link piece can be put in to match the angles and match the hole centers of the previous. The other holes I drilled for accuracy's sake, this one I'm going to punch because it needs to be off-center, so I want to push some material out at the same time. Now we can make the link because we know we need a 1-inch hole spacing. That's so cool. How awesome! I think these things look just completely fascinating. What a cool looking pair of tongs. But how do they work? One thing that I notice immediately is they don't open very far. Very small opening, but when it comes to holding the range of material they do grab onto, I think these are some of my best holding flat bit tongs. I don't have any tongs that could hold from nothing to 6mm flat and hold them both pretty tight. I thought this might be a little bit of a gimmick project, but I think these are actually going to get some use in the tong rack. They're great. So these are staying right here in the tong rack, but if I had to ship them out, I'd probably want to find out about today's sponsor. This episode's sponsor is for all of you business owners. Whether you're shipping 10 packages a month or 10,000 packages a month, you realize just how important it is to keep track of the bottom line so that you can keep the margins you need to provide excellent customer service, grow your business, and hopefully make a little bit of money at the end of the year. proven by the fact that over 100,000 businesses of all sizes use ShipStation's web-based e-commerce shipping platform. ShipStation is gonna help you save money, and it's gonna help you provide what your customers want. Over in Montana at our warehouse for the Alec Steele Co., the team there is using ShipStation every single day to fulfill your orders, and with the power of the automations that you can create, the keyboard shortcuts, and the incredibly discounted shipping rates you get when you become a ShipStation member, they're able to ship out more packages faster for less money and focus on giving the customer service that we want to give. It'll sync your orders in from over 300 different types of e-commerce platforms, whether it's Amazon, eBay, Squarespace, and more. And when you got yourself a 4x6 thermal label printer integrated into ShipStation with ShipStation Connect, shipping's a breeze. It can be a one-click operation. So please go get yourself 2 months of ShipStation for free over at shipstation.com/forge. The link is down below. Give it a go, and thank you to ShipStation for sponsoring this episode.